Possibly different viewpoints now from our conservatives on these questions that we've been asking today. Welcome back to Southeast Texas Weekly. I'm Kevin Steele. Joining me to talk further about this, Kent Bettman, Hardin County GOP Chairman. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to be here, thanks.
Also, W.L. Pate, Beaumont City Councilman and independent candidate for U.S. Senate. Right, you need a right. You've got to get some petition signatures.
Correct. I need to
do so.
Just under 50,000, but I'm shooting for 55,000 signatures. And I've been out 2 days and gathered personally myself about 54 signatures. It can be done if every single person on the campaign page were to divide it up, and we could get 65 to 70 signatures apiece per person. That would be great. If every person that's listening to this right now and seeing this, if they would go to my Facebook campaign site, David W. Smith, Next Texas U.S. Senate 2014, and just print out, I've got a link there to the Secretary of State, print out one form, get 10 signatures for me and send them to me.
He's good at working that in.
We can get it.
Hey, well, I tell you what, if with all due respect, if he got everybody that watched this show, all they'd need is about a third of a signature, because there's hundreds of thousands of
Boy,
people.
ain't that the truth?
You know?
Just give me 10, one page.
Let's take a look at this full screen once again. Hillary Clinton writing in the book that is yet to come out. It will be called Hard Choices. I guess it's called Hard Choices now, but that's what you'll see on the bookshelf when it comes out. Hillary writing an anti-Islamic video that had sparked a protest at an embassy in Cairo was proved in later investigation and reporting, including by the New York Times, to have been indeed a factor in what happened in Benghazi, Clinton writes. Is this matter of the whole Benghazi scenario, is it time to drop it, as our friends on the left would suggest? Is it time to get over it and move along?
It's time to drop it as soon as they quit hiding stuff. As soon as we don't find another email that they didn't release earlier, as soon as it becomes clear.
Because the emails were released quite late.
Well, here's the thing.
Were found
I think Trey Dowdy, who's going to head this, former federal prosecutor, has asked questions. We would have stopped the investigation if we had known who told them not to go in and try to rescue these guys, who talked to the president, where was he, where was Hillary. You know, when we took down Osama bin Laden, everybody's in the room. But when all this is going on, and it lasted 7 hours, I think Leon Panetta said the last time he had talked to the president was like 4 or 5 o'clock the afternoon before.
Do you buy what the former Secretary of State is saying when she reasserts and doubles down on this idea that it was about a video?
It's got nothing,
Absolutely not.
Nothing to do with
smoke
the
and
video.
mirrors.
And we can always,
she's putting forth.
It's a crisis of leadership.
Well, let's face it, you can always trust the New York Times. Oh wait, no you can't. Not only did it not have necessarily anything to do with Cairo, it had nothing to do with Benghazi. They started that right out of the State Department. There weren't 300 views of this YouTube, 300. I mean, our good friend Terry Shipman took a picture of himself and his dog, got 200,000 views of his little selfie out of Beaumont, Texas, 300 views, and that supposedly sparked all sorts of things on the other side of the world. I find that really hard to believe. That's the number.
It didn't look like a crowd to be spending a lot of time on YouTube. You know, maybe I'm naive.
But is it time for Republicans, after this committee, after the Dowdy committee, you know, is it time then to drop this issue, you know, if for no other reason than to stop looking, as conservatives may look like they're just mean-spirited and picking on Hillary Clinton?
I think it's time for them to drop it whenever they have found the people responsible and they hold them accountable. Done. Once it's done and they hold them accountable, we can drop it.
See, the sad part about this, Kevin, is we kept hearing the same old video story, on and on and on. Now, in reality, anybody that's ever watched seen any military tactics in progress know that this was a coordinated attack. They know that the ambassador walked that night. There wasn't anybody out but him when he walked in. And then all of a sudden, the embassy had been attacked previously. They had asked for more security. He went in. He asked for more security. They never got it. You ask yourself, why was he even there? They had already shut down the British embassy. they had evacuated. Why are we still there?
Okay.
There's a whole lot of things that need to be answered, and once they're answered, that's all I think anybody wants to know is what did the president know and when? What did the Secretary of State know and when? And what did they do while all this was going on?
I'll tell you what the president has been talking about a lot, based on national headlines, is this matter of the Veterans Administration scandal and the uproar about 18-month waits. I believe it is in some cases, several months where veterans had to wait for treatment that they could have been getting, and then some of these veterans, frankly, passing away waiting on that treatment. The executives getting their bonuses because they're covering up these big delays. Now we're seeing it in Albuquerque, in addition to Phoenix. We're seeing it in Cheyenne, Wyoming. We're actually seeing it in Chicago. We're seeing it at the Dallas VA facility. We're seeing it at the Temple.
42 facilities. And it's disgraceful when you think that these individuals put their life on the line and swore to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's what they said, and we hide the fact that they're waiting and they die.
Right.
That's disgraceful, and that is government health care.
But
that's what happens when you have the government running health care instead of people that are trying to make sure you stay alive.
But now the president has acted in a forceful way in eliminating the Secretary Shinseki from office. Is that enough? Isn't that enough to satisfy conservatives? When Southeast Texas Weekly continues.